Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's another beautiful South Dakota fall evening, and tomorrow is going to be the last day that's going to be close to 80. So I need to get this frame painted while I have nice painting temperatures. So tonight let's do some paint prep. So my paint prep for this frame, I'm not trying to do restoration quality, I just want to get some paint on it so it prevents some rusting and looks a little bit more decent. Basically trying to do it as efficiently and as economically as I can for this restoration so far. It's going to be a working restoration, it's not a show truck. So for the frame prep, what I've done so far is wire wheel the whole frame just with an angle grinder, and then I have steam cleaned it. I used a pressure washer that has steam function to get all the big chunks of grease off. And now I'm going to do the last step, which is just wipe it all down with some acetone just to take off any of the light grease. And I'm hoping that way my tape will stick just a little bit better for everything I'm trying to protect. So let's get started. Okay, so I've decided to put the truck up on a whole bunch of blocks on the back end here. That'll get this back end up so I can paint it easier. And at the front, I'm just going to hook the lift up to it once I'm ready to start painting and raise the front end up a little bit. And then it will be much easier for me to paint and won't have to be crawling on the ground nearly as much. So let's get started. Okay, she's on blocks back here. This is as high as I'd ever want to go. So the rule of thumb I've always been taught is you don't go higher with your cribbing than an equilateral triangle if you can't help it. So this will work for me. Because the tires are still on it, there's no real worry of a crush hazard except for at this back axle because this hangs down low enough. But I'm planning just to be beside the frame, spraying up towards the bottom side there, just so I can get a better coat on everything. When I'm actually starting to paint, I'll take the telehandler, lift up on the front end, get it about the same height here. I'll probably actually even wait to do that until I spray this back axle. That way I'm doing it as easily as I can because it's tipped quite a bit to the front right now. So, yep, almost done for the night. Okay, today is painting day. We are going to get this frame painted black and then we can start putting stuff back on the truck. So I'm pretty excited about this. So I have to cover up a few more brake drums and just do one final once over on the frame. Just make sure I didn't miss anything I need to cover up. But yeah, we are about ready to paint. One thing that I was really happy that I did last night, which I almost didn't do, was throw these tarps on the frame just to keep the dew off of it. The sun's starting to dry it out now, but you can see anything that was in the shadow is all wet. I'm gonna pull the tarps off to try to get this whole frame warmed up. To spray the paint that I'm using, it needs to be 50 degrees, your base metal, or have direct sunlight. So I want to get both of those. So I'm going to put it in direct sunlight, and I might even take a weed burner and just kind of warm up the frame just a little bit. But who knows? I might not. By the time I get everything prepped, it might be warm enough by then. So. Okay, all the paint prep is done, and let's do the fun part now and start splashing some paint on this frame. Okay, so I'm going to be using the same painting system that I used for the bus. It's just the 3M system. It's pretty nice. Way overkill for what I'm doing, but it will work out. Okay, so the paint we're using is just a basic black enamel paint, gloss black. We're going to be adding a little bit of hardener to it, and then if I need to, I'll dilute it down with just a little bit to reducer. So yeah, let's get it mixed up. This is where we're going to have to end it for this video. I think the paint job turned out pretty well. I wish I had had the time to do a full sandblast, prime, and repaint, but it just wasn't in the cards. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next video.